Welcome dear students. Today our topic is some properties of definite integral, exercise 7.11 of class 12 subject mathematics. So let us proceed here now. The very first question of the exercise is evaluate 0 to pi by 2 cos square x into dx. So here we shall apply the properties. First of all, we write the question equal to I, integrand equal to I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 into cos square x, as this is given in the question. Also say this is the equation number 1. So now what we say, here we apply one property. What is the property? Property is limit 0 to a f of x dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x dx. So we apply this property here. Now the question becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 cos square of x, mean a minus x. A in this question is pi by 2 minus x into dx. Now in this question we know that cos pi by 2 minus x is equal to sine of x. Therefore cos square of pi by 2 minus x is equal to sine square of x. Okay, so applying this rule in the question, the question becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 cos square pi by 2 minus x, mean sine square of x into dx. Now suppose this is equation number 2. Now what we are going to do, equation number 1 plus equation number 2, adding these two equations, I plus I becomes 2I. This is equal to, because limits are same, so we write them one time. First of all, this was cos square x, next time this is sine square x, outside the bracket we have dx. Now this is the identity, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So what we say now, I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 into 1 dx. So this way, what is the integration of 1? 2I is equal to integration of 1 is x, 0 to pi by 2. So again what we can say, 2I is equal to x upper limit pi by 2 minus 0. So this way final answer of the question becomes I is equal to pi by 4. The question is very important. So next, coming to next question now. Question number 2 is evaluate the limit 0 to pi by 2 square root sin x upon square root sin x plus square root cos x dx. Use the properties of definite integrals. So first of all, again the same property will be used here. 0 to a f of x dx can be written as 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. This is the property we are going to follow in this question again. So what becomes, so first of all, let the whole question is I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 square root of sine of x divide square root of sine of x plus square root of cos of x dx. Say this is equation number 1. Now we follow this property. The question becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 square root of sine of, in place of x we write a minus x. A mean pi by 2 minus x. Pi by 2 minus x whole divide square root of sine of pi by 2 minus x plus cos of pi by 2 minus x into dx. So further we can write this as I is equal to 0 to pi by 2. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is cos of x. In denominator also we have cos of x plus sine of x into dx. Now say this as equation number 2. So from equation number 1 and equation number 2, adding these two equations, what we have now, I plus I is equal to 2i. Right hand side, because limit is same, so we write this one time 0 to pi by 2. Again denominator is same, so we write this one time square root of sine of x plus square root of cos of x. In equation number 1, numerator is square root sine x plus in equation number 2, numerator is square root of cos of x into dx. Now what we see in this question, numerator is equal to denominator, so cancelled. We are left with 1. Next, the integration of 1 is x. Again we put the limits 0 to pi by 2. So 2i is equal to pi by 2 minus 0. That means I is equal to pi by 4 is the final answer. In question number 3 also we have, let I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to power 3 by 2 x into dx divide sine raised to power 3 by 2 x plus cos raised to power 3 by 2 x. So again what we do now, suppose this is equation number 1, we apply the same property. So this becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to power 3 by 2 x mean pi by 2 minus x whole divide sine raised to power 3 by 2 x mean pi by 2 minus x plus cos raised to power 3 by 2 x mean pi by 2 minus x into dx. So this way the question becomes I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 2. This is sine pi by 2 minus x mean cos raised to power 3 by 2 x whole divide, this becomes cos raised to power 3 by 2 x plus this becomes sine raised to power 3 by 2 x into dx. This is equation number 2. Again adding equation number 1 and 2, what happens, I plus I becomes 2i, limit is same, 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2. So we write this one time. So again denominator is same, adding numerators sin raised to power 3 by 2 plus cos raised to power 3 by 2. Again this will become same, we are left with 1. So 2i is equal to again pi by 2, that means I is equal to pi by 4 is the final answer to this question. Now what about question number 4? Evaluate the limit 0 to pi by 2 cos raised to power 5x upon sin power 5x plus cos raised to power 5x. So again let I is equal to the given question 0 to pi by 2 cos power 5x divide sin raised to power 5x plus cos raised to power 5x into dx. Say this is equation number 1. Again we apply this property 0 to a f of x dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. So this I becomes 0 to pi by 2 cos raised to power 5 of pi by 2 minus x whole divide sin raised to power 5 pi by 2 minus x plus cos raised to power 5 pi by 2 minus x into dx. So this becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 cos pi by 2 minus x mean sin x power 5 as it is sin raised to power 5x divide this becomes cos raised to power 5x, this becomes sin raised to power 5x into dx. Say this is equation number 2. Again adding these two equations, adding one equation and second equation, what we have I plus I becomes 2i, limit is same 0 to pi by 2, we write one time only, denominator is same sin raised to power 5x plus cos raised to power 5x, sin raised to power 5x plus cos raised to power 5x plus cos raised to power 5x. So in first equation what is numerator? This is cos power 5x plus in equation 2 numerator is sin raised to power 5x into dx. So again numerator is equal to denominator, that means cancelled. So we are left with 0 to pi by 2 1 dx. Integration of 1 is x, putting the limits 0 to pi by 2. So again we have 2i is equal to pi by 2, which means I is equal to pi by 4 is the final answer of this question. Question number 5 is limit minus 5 to plus 5 mod of x plus 2 dx. Here which property we are going to follow? We know that a to b f of x dx is equal to a to c f of x dx plus c to b f of x into dx, where c is less than or equal to b, greater than or equal to a. So this is the property we shall follow in all the question of modulus type. So here we have now from modulus function what we can do, mod of x plus 2, from this we put this equal to 0, x plus 2 is the linear factor, and from this we have the value of x equal to minus 2. Now we draw one number line, this is minus 2, and this way the curve of this function is like this. This is x-axis. So above x-axis y remains positive, below x-axis y remains negative. So this way what we can say, mod of x plus 2 is equal to, here directly we are applying here, let I is equal to minus 5 to plus 5 mod of x plus 2 dx. So this can be written as minus 5 to, this is the stoppage at minus 2. From minus 5 to minus 2, the modulus function is negative. So we write here negative sign, x plus 2, the same function. But after minus 2, this is positive. So minus 2 to next upper limit is 5. This is positive here, x plus 2 dx. So this way what we are doing, this is the rough work. We are solving this question now. Therefore I becomes, in first case this is minus x square upon 2 minus 2x, put up lower limit minus 5, upper limit minus 2, then plus sign. Here again x square upon 2 plus 2x, lower limit is minus 2, upper limit is 5. So this way we have, first of all put minus 2 in place of x. So this becomes minus 4 upon 2, that is minus 2. Then minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4 minus sign. Now put 5, minus 5 in place of x. This becomes minus 25 upon 2. Next this minus 5 into minus 2 plus 10. First bracket. Next is plus, what is the second bracket? First of all 25 upon 2 plus 5 into 2 10 minus sign, minus 2 square upon 2, this becomes 2 minus 4, this is the second bracket. So what we do further, the final answer is minus 2 plus 4 means 2, this becomes minus minus plus 25 upon 2 minus 10, this is plus 25 upon 2 plus 10, 2 minus 4 minus 2, minus minus plus 2. So this is equal to 2 plus 2 4, 10 cancelled, 25 by 2, 25 by 2 25, 25 plus 4 29. So 29 is the final answer of this question. Now our next question is question number 6, limit 2 to 8 mod of x minus 5. Again the question of mod. So x minus 5, from here the 0 we have 5. So what is the number line? This is the number line, x-axis. So this is somewhere 5. So graph will be like this, positive side, then this is negative. So what is now, this question can be written as 2 to stoppage is at 5, from 2 to 5 the function is negative, up to 5 the function is below y x-axis, that means y is negative, function is negative, so we put here minus x minus 5 into dx. After 5 to 8, this function is positive, x minus 5 into dx. So this way this becomes minus outside x square upon 2 minus 5x, lower limit is 2, upper limit is 5. For next, x square upon 2 minus 5, lower limit is 5, upper limit is 8. So this way we have minus, first of all in first bracket 5 5s are 25 upon 2 minus 5 5s are 25 minus 2 2s are 4 upon 2 minus 5 2s are 10. This is the first bracket, plus second bracket 8 whole square 64 upon 2 minus 5x, 8 into 5 40. Second bracket 5 5s are 25 upon 2 minus 5 5s are 25. So this way we have minus outside 25 upon 2 minus 25 minus 8, this becomes plus 8. In second bracket this is equal to minus 8 minus 25 upon 2 minus minus plus 25. So finally this becomes minus 25 upon 2, this is equal to 17 minus 17, this will become plus 17. Here we have minus 25 upon 2, 25 minus 8 mean plus 17. So this way 17 plus 17 34 minus 25. The answer is 34 minus 25 equal to 9. Now coming to next question of the exercise. Question number 7 is limit 0 to 1 x 1 minus x whole raised to power n into dx. So first of all we apply the property 0 to a f of x dx, which is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. So here the value of a is 1. So accordingly this becomes, let first of all I is equal to the whole question 0 to 1 x into 1 minus x whole raised to power n into dx. So say this equation number 1. So we have applied this. Now applying this property I is equal to 0 to 1, x becomes a minus x, that is 1 minus x, and here this becomes 1 minus x mean 1 minus x, outside the power is n dx. So this becomes I is equal to 0 to 1 1 minus x into 1 1 cancel, minus minus plus x raised to power n into dx. So this way what we can say, we can say I is equal to 0 to 1 multiplying this with 1 x power n minus x raised to power n plus 1 into dx. Now we can easily integrate this question. So I becomes x power n integration is x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 minus x power n plus 1 integration is x power n plus 2 upon n plus 2 limit 0 to 1. So this way, first of all put upper limit, then this becomes 1 upon n plus 1 minus 1 upon n plus 2 minus lower limit makes everything 0. So this way the question becomes 1 upon n plus 1 minus 1 upon n plus 2. Lastly, we can write this equal to n plus 1 into n plus 2. Here this will go n plus 2 minus n plus 1. That means n cancelled, 2 minus 1 1. So answer is 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2. This is the answer of I. That means the answer of question number 7. Now coming to question number 8. Let I is equal to 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus tangent of x into dx. So again here we apply the same property. Which property? 0 to a f of x dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. So according to this property, now what happens to the question? I becomes 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus tangent of a is pi by 4, this time pi by 4 minus x dx. Now what we know about this 1 plus tangent pi by 4 minus x, this means 1 plus tangent a minus b, tangent pi by 4 minus tangent x whole divide 1 plus tangent pi by 4 into tangent x. So this is equal to 1 plus tangent pi by 4 mean 1 minus tangent of x divide 1 plus, this is 1 into tangent x. So this way, taking the LCM, 1 plus tangent of x is the LCM. So this becomes 1 plus tangent x plus 1 minus tangent x. So tangent x will get cancelled, plus tangent x minus tangent x. So we are left with 1 plus 1, 2 in the numerator. Denominator is 1 plus tangent of x. So this way 1 plus tangent pi by 4 minus x is this value. So we directly apply this value in the given question. Question becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 4 log of this whole is equal to 2 upon 1 plus tangent of x into dx. So what we say now, suppose this is equation number 1 and suppose this is equation number 2. So now the same process, adding equation number 1 and 2, I plus I becomes 2i 0 to pi by 4 limit is same, so 0 to pi by 4 log m plus log n mean log m into log n. So this is log m. What is m? M is 1 plus tangent x into what is log n? What is n? This is 2 upon 1 plus tangent of x into dx. Now what happens? This 1 plus tangent x, 1 plus tangent x is cancelled in numerator and denominator. This is same. So we are left with now 2I is equal to limit 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 into dx. So this way finally we have 2I is equal to log 2 taking outside, the integration of 1 is x 0 to, so this was pi by 4, 0 to pi by 4. So finally what we say, 2I is equal to pi by 4 into log 2. That means I is equal to dividing by 2 pi by 8 into log 2. This is the final answer to this question. Now coming to question number 9, I is equal to 0 to 2 x into square root 2 minus x into dx. So first of all say this is equation number 1. So again we apply the same property, I is equal to 0 to 2, which property? 0 to a f of x into dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. This property we shall follow here once again. So x becomes 2 minus x square root of 2 minus x into dx. So this way we have I is equal to 0 to 2 minus x, this 2 will get cancelled, minus minus plus x, so square root of x into dx. So we can write this equal to 0 to 2, this becomes 2 into x power 1 upon 2 minus x power 3 upon 2 into dx. So further now we can apply the integration rule. I is equal to 2 x power 3 upon 2 upon 3 upon 2 minus x raised to power 5 upon 2 upon 5 upon 2 0 to 2. So this way finally we have 2 will be multiplied outside, so 4 into x raised to power 3 by 2 upon 3 minus x raised to power 5 upon 2 upon 5, 0 to 2. So first of all 4 we put x equal to 2, so this becomes 2 raised to power 3 by 2 upon 3 minus 2 raised to power 5 upon 2 upon 5. So here this is the final answer of this question. Here we can take 2 raised to power 3 upon 2 common, we are left with 1 upon 3 minus 2 upon 5. So that means 4 into, this means 2 into square root 2 inside the bracket 5 minus 6, that becomes minus 1 upon 15. So finally 4 into 2 8, this way. Question number 10 is 0 to pi by 2 log sin x minus log sin 2x. So this can be written as 0 to pi by 2. First of all 2 log sin x mean log of sine square x, and this mean log of 2 sin x into cos of x dx. So what we can do now, this is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log m minus log n, mean log m upon n sin square x upon 2 sin x into cos of x dx. This is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x upon 2 cos of x into dx. So I is equal to this, say this equation number 1. So again we apply the same property. This becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sine of pi by 2 minus x upon 2 cos of pi by 2 minus x into dx. So this way I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sine pi by 2 minus x, mean cos of x divide 2 cos pi by 2 minus x, mean sine of x into dx. Say this is equation number 2. Now adding these two equations, adding equation number 1 and equation number 2, we have I plus I 2i is equal to, limit is same, 0 to pi by 2 log m, that is log sin x upon 2 cos x plus log n log cos of x upon 2 sin of x into dx. So further this becomes 2i is equal to, limit 0 to pi by 2 log m plus log n, mean their product, log m into n sin of x upon 2 cos x into cos x upon 2 sin x into dx. Now here sin x cancelled, cos x cancelled. What we are left with, 2i is equal to log 1 upon 2 integration 0 to pi by 2 1 into dx. This becomes 2i is equal to log 1 minus log 2 into integration of 1 is x, lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 2. 2i is equal to log 1, mean 0 minus log 2. This becomes pi by 2 minus 0. So finally 2i is equal to minus log 2 into pi by 2. That means I is equal to minus pi by 4 log of 2 is the final answer of this question. Question number 11 is I is equal to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 sine square x dx. So one property we have, minus a2 plus a f of x dx is equal to 2 times 0 to a f of x dx if f of x minus x is equal to f of x, that is when function is even function. So here because of this power is 2 that makes every function even function. So we can write here I is equal to, according to this rule, 2 into 0 to pi by 2 sine square x into dx. So suppose this is number 1. Now we apply the same property 0 to a, f of x dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. So this question becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2 sine square. In place of x we write a minus x, that means pi by 2 minus x into dx. So this becomes I is equal to 0 to pi by 2, this is equal to cos square of x into dx. Suppose this is equation number 2. Now adding equation 1 and 2, we have 2i is equal to 2 is common, limit is common, sine square x plus cos square x into dx. 2 will get cancelled, so I becomes sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So integration of 0 to pi by 2 1 is x, that means I is equal to pi by 2 is the final answer of this question. Question number 13 is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 sine raised to power 7x into dx. Here once again we know the property minus a2 plus a f of x dx is equal to 0 if f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. So this means if function is odd function, because here power is 7, so function is odd function, so what we say, the answer is 0. So this is the final answer of this question. Thank you very much.